My name's Colin McGee. My wife Tracy was diagnosed with scleroderma in 2015. She'd had a variety of issues for probably 5 to 7 years. And of course, we bounced from specialist to specialist trying to find some answers. And none of the diagnoses or attempts to treat the individual symptoms seemed to work. Nothing quite fit, as they were chasing symptoms rather than a cause, I would say, right? Like the swelling of the fingers or the tightening of the fingers was perceived to be, say, water retention or things like that. After several years of that, we finally were referred to a rheumatologist who then had the ability to do the blood tests that told Tracy she definitively had systemic diffuse sclerosis. And that was a mixed blessing because all the symptoms fit. We finally knew what we were dealing with, which was scleroderma, but neither of us really knew what that meant. And the backside of knowing what you were dealing with is now that it had no known cause and no known cure, which was terrible. You find out that it's progressive, that it's going to eventually affect virtually, with her type, every part of her body and can be life-limiting. Information available on Dr. Google at the time was that you'd only have about 5 years to live. And we were in our mid-40s, so that's scary. You know, you reevaluate your life and what that means, and then you try to become an expert in all these complex issues that you've never heard of before. That was very overwhelming. On top of learning what limitations as things manifested and what the next treatment was, it felt like we were going to a different specialist every other week. And it was like whack-a-mole. As soon as you thought you had one thing addressed, something else would pop up. So over the years, watching your loved one go through that and lacking the expertise or the ability to cure them or to help them in a meaningful way, like in a long way, it's very discouraging. And so we thought that knowledge was power, and so we sought out and located a support group in our area. And when we went to that was the first time my wife had ever been in another room with someone else who had scleroderma, and that was deeply meaningful. It was game-changing. So after a short period of time, we became involved in our association. Then we're recruited to take on a little bit more and a little bit more, and to the point where now we're on the board of directors of our provincial organization, and I've been a member of the Canadian board of directors now. The one thing that I think I would say to other caregivers who have loved ones with scleroderma is take care of yourself too. And I mean that. It took a long time. I mean, I'm the type that, you want to put your head down and push through whatever problem there is. My old philosophy used to be more like, if you can't go around it, go through it. But with having no cure, there is no end. And so you can't just bear down and get through it. You have to take care of yourself in order to take care of your loved one. And those two things go hand in hand to be an effective partner and caregiver for someone you love.